All 4 of them walked out that car without a scratch. The car was totaled. The car was wrecked. But they walked out without that scratch. And that could have went in any other way. You know, it could have been way worse than that. My little cousins' friends, and even my brother's friends, a few of them, they were saying that, my God, you're a hero. Those exact words. You're a hero. You're a physics teacher and you have these fast cars. I can't believe it. I'm still shocked. Even now, over here, people are saying the same things like that. My students can't believe I race cars. My car friends can't believe I'm a teacher. So they're saying that, I can't believe, how do you do it and stuff. You're a photographer, you're a racer in the car community. And you're a teacher, not only a teacher, a physics teacher, because apparently that's the worst thing in the world, a most boring job in the world or whatever, being a physics teacher, everybody hates them. So I've had a few people say that to me, and it actually, inspires me, makes me want to do more and help more people out. So, like, even if it comes to like somebody who compliments my car, like I remember I was at a petrol station, the Filipino guy came up and he says, it's a really nice car, I love your car, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, let's sit down, let's go for a drive. He says, I can't, I'm working and stuff like that. I said, when did you finish work? He says, I finish, whatever time he said, I can't remember, 7 o'clock or something, change the shifts. I said, okay, I'll come back at 7. He says, no, it's okay, don't come back. It's fine, it means a lot to me. He was like about to break down in tears. I was like, no, it's okay. I drove off, did my stuff, did my things, went back at 7, seen him, okay, let's go. Just up and down the road, he says, my bus is waiting, because I think they go on a bus and they go together, right? I says, 2 minutes, right? Where's your boss? Told his boss, look, I'm taking him for 2 minutes. Wait. And the boss said, okay. So drove up and down, car, engine screaming, blah, blah, blah. He was loving it. The joy that I see on his face just for being a passenger, it's the little things that I can do, small thing. If I can do it, why not do it? Pulled into the petrol station, dropped him off again, and he was buzzing, showing his friends, telling his friends, and that. I was like, all right, we'll take care of that. So that kind of stuff is rewarding for me. Just in what way I can, I like to help out, help out and stuff. How I grew as a person when it comes to driving cars, it was a gradual change. It wasn't an overnight change. So before I started driving, obviously I was just a kid who loved cars, who wanted to be behind the wheel. Now when I got the keys, then I got the responsibility. So I'm not going to say I became responsible straight away, because that's not true. I'm not going to say that. I was a typical teenage driver. Thought I was invincible, top of the world. Nothing can beat me. I'll race and race and race, and I'm never going to crash, never going to have an accident, never going to get in trouble, blah blah blah. So I was immature, and then as I got a faster car, then I was like, oh, okay, so this is different now. So then obviously I started to learn the car more and be able to handle it more, and then I can race more. But then I realized I'm not racing more just because of the fact that it's a fast car. Something can go wrong. Then some events have happened in my life that's made me completely change the outlook of the way I see driving and racing, and that brings me to what I am now after all these years. Now I can say I'm a bit more responsible as a driver. From the past until now, I'm a different person than I was. If I was to come up to race stoplights against my past self like this, and I look over at him, he would look over at me, I would look over at myself, revving. I might rev back a little, but he would race and I'd be like, you know what, let's take it to the track. For me, cars, my immediate family, my father and I, I've not really ever been into cars at all. It's actually just been me. Extended family, yes, they've all had their cars, they've got the Evos, the Subaru and Princess TIs, and they're getting into GTRs and all these other things now. So that's kind of tickled my interest. And then, of course, when I got old enough to be able to start buying and looking at modifying and stuff myself, that's when I started saying, you know what, this is my passion. I realized some people like football, some people like this and that, cricket and that. For me, it's always just been racing in cars. It's just the thrill that you get from having a car, and it's your car. It's an extension of yourself. It's part of your identity. I was known as the Mango Man. Now I'm known as the guy with the 1LE. Mainly because it's in the world there's 60 1LEs made in my year, and I'm the only one in the UAE with that spec, that car. There's from the 5th gen, but that's another story. So that's how I grew up with cars and getting into it, just slowly. Of course, people in the car community are just like any other community, isn't there? You have the great guys, you have people such as yourself, talkative people, people you get along with. Then, of course, there's obviously going to be bad apples. You get the sour apple. guys who are not so great, not just like not interested, or people who might be up themselves. But that's by and by with any kind of community at all. You get toxic traits, you get genuine nice people. And I like to surround myself with like-minded, nice kind of guys who you can actually have a good time with. There's no point in going to a car meet and just sitting in your car the whole time and not doing anything. You want to get out and chat to people, and So for the most part, let's say 90% of the people that I've come across are really nice and genuine people. From my late teens to early 20s, all has been German cars. German. Audis, Mercs, and of course Volkswagen Seats. German. My loyalty is German. Then from the late 20s to early 30s, it has obviously been Japanese cars. Can't beat the Japanese cars. It's just beautiful. The turbo, the sounds, everything. Just the history, the 90s classic era. Now it's muscle cars. I want power. I want raw, sledgehammer, brute force power. Can't beat that. That's just the intoxicating fun of it. Now, if you were to ask me now, I would have to say muscle cars because I've got a muscle car. I have to justify the muscle car that I have and my dream car being an American car as well. But I'm going to have to probably go with Japanese. It's going to have to be Jap. The event that made me change from street to track. So back in my days, Cupra days, we had 3 of my friends, we had Cupras. All 3 of us had a Cupra R. All 3 were stage 2. All 3 were pretty much the same kind of power base figures and stuff, nothing crazy. And we said, you know what, let's have a race, of course. Okay, so it was me, my brother, and I had 2 guys, and the other cars were filled with guys as well. My brother wanted to go in get another car just to see what it's like, because he's always with me in my car. And I said, that's fine. One of the guys said, look, I'm the safest driver here, come in my car. Which is kind of true. I wouldn't say he's the safest driver, he was the most hesitant driver. For reasons now I realise that was a bad move. But anyway, so he went into his car thinking he was a safe driver. Okay, fine. 3 of us in the cars, cameras out, dual carriageway run, the last, having fun, started raining. What happened was, it was me and the safe driver going down, dual carriageway, bending towards the right. Of course, knowing how to handle a car, you would ease off the throttle to go on, keep the traction, and feather the throttle again, especially in the front wheel drive, you understeer. He didn't. My brother was in that car. We were doing 110 miles an hour. Maybe I was going over 110, but 110 is when I seen it. He was behind me. He got excited because he was catching up with me. He didn't realize that you're supposed to, how to handle the corner. He just got excited that he was catching up. When he realized it was too late, turned. Car spun out, hit the sidewall, hit the other wall, and screeched to a stop. That minute, the only thing I thought about was my little brother was in that car. He was in the front seat, passenger seat of that car. Slam my brakes on. I was saying, no way. I was thinking, obviously I was concerned about everybody and all that stuff, in the car and my friends and stuff, but my brother was my number 1 priority. I've only got 1 brother, so it's me and him, so it's 2 of us, and he is, I put it straight in reverse all the way back, thinking the worst, 110 miles an hour in the wet, crashing a car. That's when I realized that the Cupra has a 4.5-star NCAP rating, which is the safest car you can crash in. We had other cars with us as well, like Integra Type Rs and stuff, with just 2 or 3-star NCAP rating because of the lighting. So he walked out of the car, looking at his neck, like that. He was walking. That was my first thing. Oh my God, he's walking. I ran over, I gave him a big hug, and I was like, are you okay? Is everything okay? He's like, yeah. It's like, everything's fine. All 4 of them walked out that car without a scratch. The car was totaled. The car was wrecked. But they walked out without that scratch. And that could have went in any other way. It could have been way worse than anything could have happened. So I made 2 promises that night. Number 1, if we're racing, it's going to be in a controlled environment. It's going to be on a racetrack. It's going to be something like that. Number 2, if, which inevitably happens, you end up racing on the street, my brother is only going to be in my car, nowhere else. I said that to him. I said, you're not allowed in anybody else's car, no matter what they say. If we're racing, you're with me. He agreed. So I don't think, nobody realizes how close he came to death, especially my parents. They might know now. But nobody realizes, I don't think even he appreciates it that much. So I still remember that, and I still appreciate him to this day, that he's still breathing and walking like nothing's wrong. So even though we have arguments and we have these issues and stuff, I still remember, I'm glad that we are able to have these arguments. We're able to have these falling outs or whatever, because things could have been different.